What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720 in the back with another video. Before I start today's video, I made a video yesterday saying the PS4 is a fraud, making fun of, taking a stab at Rated D, taking a stab at Pyro. Oh, you know what I mean? No funny game, you know what I mean? It's just a joke. And like I said, a lot of you guys took the video as me being serious. You know, I didn't read the whole article. Stories about that big. It was hard, you know, not to see it. But basically, it was saying though, honestly, the site was trying to say if Sony lied about, you know, I think 53 studios, you know, really was like 28. What else could they be lying about in North America and as far as Japan? But you know, the video was unspoof. I was trolling, have fun. Like, just calm down, you Sony dick lickers and you Nintendo copywriters, calm down, man. Secondly, like I said, I have some exciting news I can't wait to share with you guys. And I think a lot of you guys are gonna be pleased, gonna be happy, and I'm about maybe about a week. Like I said, I have something I want to share with you guys, and you know, I hope you guys enjoy. Secondly, not thirdly, today's video. Before I start today's video, I went to the GameStop today. Fuck, this gotta be said. You know what I mean? So you Nintendo fans should shut your mouth yesterday. You know what I mean? You know, woo, wait to E3. Woo, wait to E3. Woo, wait to E3. You know, I go on GameStop today and I was just shooting the breeze because, like I said, I had a few games on pre-order. I canceled them because, like I said, I'm not gonna play them once the next generation comes out. You know, and it's too many games. You know, and only thing I'm still gonna get is Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna get Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna get God of War. I'm gonna get The Last of Us, and that's it. And you know, I'm not even gonna get NBA 2K when that comes out in October because new consoles will be out in November, so I get them in November. So basically, what I'm saying that is that you know, only one retail game came out for the Wii U in 3 months. One. You think should God of War? I mean, March should be here in about what three days or so. Only one retail game came out in 3 months for the Wii U. I ain't talking about no eShop titles. I'm talking about a game you can walk to the store and buy. One game. And most of you Nintendo fans don't even know what game I'm talking about. You know what I mean? One retail game. What? Ken, Fist of the North Star. That's it in 3 months, and that's horrible. Reggie, Walter. Hey, Ultra, put your face right here, too. What Ultra? Because, woo, E3. Ultra, put your little face right here. Come here. Slap the shit out your little Kermit the Frog looking ass. Now, on with today's video. EA had a meeting with their investors. You Nintendo boys ain't gonna like this. EA had a meeting with their investors, and they talked about the PlayStation 4 and saying, well, you know what, you know, they basically, I'm not gonna read the whole article. I'll leave a link. You guys can read it if you want, but it's great news. They mentioned the next Xbox too, but it says the PS4 and the next Xbox are between 8 to 10 times more powerful than previous gen. We are no longer have to constrain our games to 1080p. I'm sorry, no longer have to constrain our games 1080p, 60 frames per second. There will be basically saying that EA saying their games will be 1080p, 60 frames per second. They don't have to, constrain their games. It will be a level of gameplay that's never been done before, never seen, never presented. You know what I mean? It's going to be great. You know what I mean? There are new IPs that we're building for this upcoming console generation. It says, between now and E3, you will see a lot from us. I've seen the new Battlefield and it's stunning. It's just amazing what the imagination of this game developers are allowed to do with that much power. So, think about this though, honestly. Going by what Digital Foundry told us, it said the Wii U was 1.5 times more powerful than current gen. But they did say there was 30% left on that chip. So just say 30%, 1.5 times more powerful. Now EA is coming out saying that the next Xbox and the next PlayStation 4 are at least 8 to 10 times more powerful than current gen, right? All right. Well, what goes on is 30% left on that chip. Okay, so we say the Wii U is what, 1.75 or say fucking 2 times more powerful than current gen. 2 times more powerful than current gen. Or you got the next Xbox and the next PlayStation is 8 to 10 times more powerful than current gen. And you tell me whether the Wii U's gonna be able to keep up. I'm sorry. I wasted my motherfucking money. You know, make us, especially a person like me that doesn't care, give two shits about Mario and Goat Kart and Super Smash. I don't play shit like that, you know what I mean? So, you know, I basically wasted my money, honestly, you know what I mean? That will be the last Nintendo product that I own. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to get Bayonetta 2. I'm going to get that, you know. But, you know, Nintendo, you know, it's going to be the same thing up again, you know what I mean? So you take a company like Microsoft and Sony, they take a hit on the hardware. They sell the hardware at a loss, but they make their money back on royalty fees from selling games, you know what I mean? Well, last month, Microsoft sold 800,000 pieces of software, you know. I think Sony sold about close to 600,000 pieces of software for the month. But like I said, but that's like, you know, they get royalty fees. So that's how they make, I don't know how they make their money. They really don't make their money on the hardware. They make their money on the royalties, you know, games being sold on the system, you know. Like Nintendo, they just don't get it, you know. Even the rumor that when it came to the dev kits, they only let, you know, different publishers use, you know what I mean, 750 megabytes, you know. They didn't let them use the whole gig for games, you know what I mean. You know, they wouldn't even let them use, I mean, they gave kids, they gave only had supposed to have 750 megabytes on it, you know what I mean. Wouldn't even let them use the whole gig to make games. They you know what I mean, only Nintendo in-house studios get to use the whole gig. I'm not saying, I read it, I'm not saying it was true, but that's what I read. If that is true, that's fucked up. Because guess, you know, Nintendo want their first-party titles to look, you know, much better than the third-party support on the multiplats, you know. Like, I just don't think Nintendo get. I'm not saying they did do that because I don't have any you know what I mean, proof. You know, but that poster came from a dev. I don't want them devs' mouth. You know, you never know. You know, but it is what it is. But all I know is that Nintendo took to that stage and said they won't be, you know, left behind this gen. You know what I mean? They won't be outdone. And if you're telling me that shit is only 2 times more powerful than current gen, and EA's coming out right now saying the next Xbox and the next PlayStation are 8 to 10 times more powerful than current gen. You know, that's not Chinese math. They don't take a rocket science that the Wii U is not going to get a lot of those games this generation. They're not. I mean, honestly. Well, if they do get those games, they're going to be the dummy down version. You know what I mean? Think about it. You had a Wii on the, you had Madden on the Wii, and you had Madden on the 360 and the PlayStation 3. Madden on the Wii was like the cell phone version, honestly. You know what I mean? Missing a lot of features. You know what I mean? Couldn't handle the Infinity engine. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh man, I guess you know what I mean? I feel sorry for the people who only own a Wii U and can't afford to get another. And I'm not trolling. I'm just real shit. Can't afford to get another next generation console. You know what I mean? You can't just own a Wii U and you know what I mean, honestly, and look to be pleased this generation. Like, I mean, like I'm just being real. You know what I mean? They already came out and said that the next PlayStation and Xbox is going to be the lead platform for making Watch Dogs, and they got a separate team. They got a separate team, you know, working on the older platforms. You know, now I don't know if they putting the Wii U in there, but they said they got, you know, they said the Xbox and the PlayStation 4 are going to be the lead platforms. They ain't mentioned anything about the Wii U. But anyway, I'm about to wrap this video up. Damn, EA. Woo, I can't wait. I'm excited. Woo, they said Battlefield was amazing. They said, damn, the PS4 and the next Xbox is 8 to 10 times more powerful than current gen. Oh, man, EA full of shit. So now we know why they said, you know, motherfucking the Wii U wasn't Gen 4. They didn't consider it being a next generation console. It is an 8th generation console in the fact that it came out as 8th gen. But as far as technology-wise and power, yeah. Ultra. Woo, wait to E3. Woo, wait to E3. And as I always say, bang, bang. Ah, damn, one retail game in 3 months? But know what you can do? You can wait to E3. You can wait to E3. I hoffer.